My name is Robertson. I'm the plant director here in Sweetwater, Texas. Started working here in October 2020. So I grew up in Robertson, Texas. It's a real small town. About a year after I graduated high school, I wasn't having fun anymore as far as going to school. I didn't want to go to school no more. I knew education was important, but it wasn't important enough to me that I needed to stay in school. So I ended up leaving college and I ended up working at a company in Snyder, Texas for probably about 6 months. We took bales of cotton and turned them into yarn. Is that basically, real quick, down and dirty, what that company did. Just one day out of the blue, a Marine Corps recruiter called me and said, "May I have a minute of your time?" I said, "Yeah, sure, go ahead and come over." So he ended up coming over and sitting down and talking, and basically told me with my scores, the ASVAB scores, I could do anything I wanted in the military. And as he went through the options of everything that I could do, what struck me was I always, as a little kid, I always liked, of course, my favorite movie when I was a little kid was Top Gun. So I was really into military aircraft. I knew all the military aircraft, and that's something that would intrigue me. So when he mentioned aviation, I said that I'd love to do aviation. I've always been into aviation. So the options within the aviation field, he said, with your smarts or your knowledge, you'd probably be better as an avionics Marine. So what avionics Marine is electricians basically on the aircraft, communications, navigations, weapons, stuff like that. So I went ahead and said, yeah, let's do it. And 2 weeks later, I shipped off, went to MEPS, went to San Diego, MCRD, and that was in February of 1999. I served 20 years, just a little over 20 years in the Marine Corps, retired as a Master Sergeant. 8 total deployments altogether while I was in the Marine Corps. The first combat deployment was 2003, initial invasion.
My fellow citizens, at this hour, American and coalition forces are in the early stages of military operations to disarm Iraq, to free its people, and to defend the world from grave danger.
Tirelessly, we worked. I think I ran the night crew shift leading up to that deployment, and we pulled all-nighters. We'd get to work about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We'd see day crew come in at 7, and we did that for about 4 months straight before we actually got on planes and headed to Iraq. Didn't have a lot of time to think about what we were going into. But once we, boarded C-5s, got our helicopters loaded on C-5s, and started the transition from the United States to Iraq, kind of started setting in. What are we going into? You grow up real quick. I think I was 23 years old, and these young 18, 19-year-old kids are looking up to me for guidance and what are we supposed to do in this situation? And I had to figure it out. It all goes back to, in boot camp they teach you all the fundamentals to be a Marine, and amphibious in nature, and our history is we are war machines. Ended up getting married in 2006, so she had been through a few deployments with me already. We got married in 2006 and had our first daughter 2007, Joanna. And then in 2011, we had another daughter, so I got 2 daughters. She was born in 2011. Then after my 16-17 deployment, we ended up getting divorced. Unfortunately, the girls are affected by that, but I am divorced, but my girls, they're 13 and 9 right now. They live in Wyoming, and I get them most major holidays and during the summer. The transition into the civilian life was scary. I was probably in the best shape of my life as I retired. 185 pounds, could PT with the best of them. Was in pretty good shape, and I thought I was healthy. As I started transitioning, going on terminal leave, looking for jobs, I ended up in the hospital. My heart went into AFib, so I was really nervous about getting a job. I had applications out, wasn't getting any phone calls back, wasn't getting any emails back, and ended up in the hospital. And they attributed it to stress. So at that point, when I was transitioning out, I was into woodworking. Would make cutting boards or tables or beds or wooden flags. Anything woodworking related. I heard about Hardhead Veterans on a job search. As I was doing job search, I just moved back to Texas and was looking for jobs in this local area, and Hardhead Veterans popped up. So I figured I'd give it a shot and apply. As a plant director, my job here is to essentially make sure this place runs effectively, smoothly, and efficiently. I am the senior person here. I do have 4 individuals that are my kind of next in line. I deal with the owner of the company, dang near on a daily basis. Providing recommendations on what we need to do for the next step of the process and setting this place up for effectively running this place. Favorite aspect about working at Hardhead Veterans is it almost feels like you're back in the military in a good way.
You guys speak French? What?
You just speak room service.
The camaraderie that we have here amongst the employees, the people that work here, we're all veterans of different services. Doesn't really matter what service you're in. So we understand each other, and coming to work every day, everybody has the same goal, and it's to press our next generation helmet.